This week in the Foxhole.
You are meeting my dear friend Mitch Stelling from 101 Loan, and he is a mortgage broker, and it caught my eye and I wanted to share with you some insight. All you vets out there, listen up. VA loans have the best rate right now and terms, so we are going to learn a little bit about what they are, how you qualify, and you can call us for additional information. Mitch, take it away.
Thank you for having me today.
I feel like we're on a talk show.
I know we are. This is full production, everyone. I would like everyone to know that. So like we
need coffee mugs next time.
Yes,
like
we're gonna upgrade. These will do this time, but
next time we'll get coffee mugs. Okay,
coffee mugs.
Take it away.
Maybe glasses.
VA loans.
All right,
and
VA
what you
loans.
need to know. 101.
Yes. All right. So kind of like we briefly brought up, VA loans. The biggest thing that stands out to people, I will say, is rate. The average interest rates now are higher than what we've been used to the last couple of years. It's roughly 7.5% is the average 30-year fixed interest rate. And comparing that to a VA loan, we're looking a point lower, which is 1% less, 6.5%, which is a huge difference. I mean,
That's a big savings.
Exactly, in your monthly payment.
Can we talk really quickly about that? Because I think that's important. Let's say you're buying $1 million house.
Yeah.
Now, VA loans, you don't need to put anything down. That's also a little bit of information you should know, which I'm sure
Correct.
Mitch is about to tell you. So let's say you're buying $1 million house with a conventional financing with 0% down, which is not an option, but let's just pretend, versus a VA loan with 0% down. Can you tell us what the difference in the monthly payment would look like?
Yeah, it would average roughly between, I would say, $700 and $900 a month.
That's a significant savings.
Which is,
all you vets out there.
That's a big deal. That's a game changer in some people's financial backgrounds.
Yeah.
It really allows them to get in. And the coolest part, I'll kind of add to what you brought up, is there is really no down payment. If you choose to not put one, you don't have to put a dime down. You can actually, there's something called a funding fee that's included with the VA loan. Think of it as like an origination fee, a one-time payment to originate it, but that can also be financed in the loan. So if you really want to go nothing down, that's an option. And for some people that makes sense, for some it doesn't, but it really is cool to have that, you know.
Is there a cap on how much you can borrow with a VA loan?
So the lenders that I have relationships with, like Shanika said, I am a broker. I work with roughly about 40 different banks. One that I work with, they do max out roughly about $1,089,000. That is the, what we call, I don't want to bore you with this, but high balance conforming limits.
Not boring at all.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
Okay, so in Santa Cruz County, where our median sales price is now at about 1.2 countywide, with 0 down, you would probably be looking either at a condo townhouse or in the peripheral areas, not right in town. If you wanted to put some money down so that you could meet that $1,089,000 cap rate on a VA loan, then we could open up your search parameters a little bit more.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk a little bit about what is required with a VA loan?
For sure, that's a great question. So there's something called a COE, a Certificate of Eligibility. So obviously with VA, that is veteran. I'll actually add to it real quick. Rob, the owner of 101 Loan, he's my uncle. He's actually a vet. My grandfather was a vet. So they have had VA loans before. We're not new to them. And how that works is we do need a certificate that you've served in the military for at least 90 days, or if you are a spouse of someone that has served, or sadly a surviving spouse, they do get those benefits.
Do children get the benefits?
They do not.
Okay, so
just
a spouse or the person who has served?
Correct, that's a good question. So that's how it works with the Certificate of Eligibility. We just pretty much, this is one thing the VA does very well, I will add, is you can pull it up online within 15 minutes. If you're a vet, you put your information in. I'm very happy with how they have that set up, because there's other things, I don't want to go to the negative of how vets are handled that isn't as well and fine-tuned. So it's really refreshing to see they have this dialed in.
Okay. From a negotiation standpoint, as the realtor here, I would also like to address that VA lenders do require Section 1 clearance prior to closing.
Yes.
Or do they allow a 30-day period after you close to meet the Section 1 clearance?
So for the Section 1 clearance, it's generally within the 30 days.
After closing?
Yes,
okay.
correct.
Okay. Now, Section 1 clearance is any live pest or organisms that are currently infesting a property. So wood destroying pest or organism, termite, dry rot, etc. We can go more into detail. If you have questions, call us and we'll go over it. But that is something that you want to consider when writing your offer, and know that the Section 1 clearance will be required by the VA lender.
Correct.
What else do we need to talk about?
One thing I'll add is the debt to income ratios. Generally, a debt to income ratio in conventional financing is, I would say low 40s up to 45%. Some lenders will go a little bit higher. VA, some of these lenders that I work with will go up to 65%.
Oh, interesting.
Debt to income, which just allows the borrower to have so much more purchasing power. They can leverage that if they are making less per year. Of course, we want to, consult with them, figure out what their budget is, but it gives them that power, which is really nice.
I do want to talk about one more thing that I just recently experienced, and that is you talked about the spouse of a vet can qualify.
Yes.
I wanted to mention that if you are getting a VA loan, now correct me if I'm wrong, I'm no expert, but if you are getting a VA loan as a couple and you are not married, then you cannot qualify based on the non-married partner's income. Is that correct?
You do have to be legally married to take advantage of those benefits.
Okay.
So if the girlfriend, let's say, or boyfriend did serve in the military as well, of course, he or she would have her own benefits, but you do have to be legally married to take advantage of those.
Okay.
So that's a very good question.
Okay. Anything we're missing? Anything else we want to talk about?
Overall, one thing I recently learned about VA, I'll add this for our conclusion here, is I was talking to one of my reps, this is at one of the lenders that I work with, and she brought up that you can actually, this was a story I'll say, is a vet bought a duplex, moved in, lived there for 1 year, and after living there for 1 year, he's able to take another VA loan out. After owner occupied, of course, you have to be there, but he's able to now rent that duplex out, both sides, purchase something else, leverage that low interest rate, the purchase power, and really build wealth in real estate.
I was not aware of that.
And that's something I recently learned, which I've been doing this for some time, but I was blown away. I think that's really neat.
So you can have 2 VA loans simultaneously with one borrower.
Exactly.
As long as they are owner occupied initially and
for
then
1 year. So you can't originate 2 at the same time, but once you've lived in your home, owner occupied, and then, decide, let's say, rent it out, you can attain another one, which is really cool. So,
awesome.
We did it.
Any final questions? No?
Cheers, Shamika. Thank you so much for having me.
If you have any questions or you are a vet that would like to take advantage of a VA loan, call us. Our information will be below and we would love to meet with you and consult with you. Have a great day.
Thanks, guys.